Once upon a time.
Hello. Well, where shall we start? Have you seen one of these before? This is a stool. It's a stool. It's just a seat, a bit of wood, and 3 legs to keep it off the ground. 1, 2, 3. It's interesting because most chairs and stools have 4 legs. But you really only need 3. 2 aren't enough because it won't stand up. Look. But with 3 legs, it will stand up and I can sit on it. This is a kitchen in a very special kind of house. It's a cottage and it's very old. And because it was built a long time ago, lots of things in the kitchen are very old too. There's no fridge, or washing machine, or even a cooker like the one you might have at home. This is the cooker in this house. The fire makes the oven hot, as well as keeping everywhere warm. The door is a strange shape too, isn't it? It's in 2 halves, and probably not like the doors you have at home. It's called a stable door because you usually find them in stables. The bottom half can be kept closed, while the top half can be opened to let the fresh air and the light in. Today's story is about 2 people who lived in a cottage just like this one, an old man and an old lady. But they didn't have a cat. In fact, they didn't have any pets at all because they couldn't afford to keep them. They could hardly find food for themselves. Once upon a time, there was a little old man and a little old woman who lived in a cottage at the top of a hill. One day, the little old man asked his wife for a nice supper because he was very, very hungry. But the little old woman said, "I'm afraid we have nothing but 1 crumb of bread and 1 glass of water." The little old man stamped his feet, slammed the door, and was gone. The little old woman was very sad. Just then, there was a knock on the door, and there stood a traveller who asked for something to eat. And the little old woman said, "I'm afraid we have nothing to eat but 1 crumb of bread and 1 glass of water. Will you have some of that?" The traveller accepted the food gratefully. "That was the loveliest bread and water I've ever tasted," he said. "And now I would like to give you a present in exchange. Take this pot. It looks old and battered, but it is magic. Put it on the table when I'm gone and say, 'Cook, pot, cook.' And the pot will cook the most delicious porridge. And when you see that you have enough, just say, 'Stop, pot, stop,' and the pot will stop." Well, the little old woman was overjoyed. "How can I thank you?" she said, turning to the traveller. But he'd already gone. Then the little old man came home. And the little old woman said, "Look, little old man, we have the most wonderful present. Now you'll have more than that crumb of bread you didn't like. Look." And she said, "Cook, pot, cook." And suddenly there was the tiniest speck of porridge in the bottom of the pot. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew, till it came right up to the top. And the little old woman saw the pot was nearly full, so she said, "Stop, pot, stop." And it stopped. And the little old man ate all the porridge, and he said, "That was the loveliest porridge I've ever tasted." And they were very happy. The next day, the little old woman had to go to the market. As soon as she was gone, the greedy old man said, "Cook, pot, cook, and the pot began to fill with porridge. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and the little old man said, yummy yum, I shall like this. Soon the porridge came up to the very top. So the little old man said, that's enough. But it wasn't what he should have said. He didn't remember the words, stop, pot, stop. And the pot went on cooking, and the porridge was spilling over the rim and dribbling onto the table, and the little old man was saying, please, that's enough. But it went on cooking and cooking, and the little old man was shouting, no, stop, pot. But it went on until the whole floor of the cottage was covered with porridge. And the little old man was shouting, please, please, no more. But he still didn't use the right words, and the porridge kept rising. It went up to his ankles. It went up to his knees. It went up to his tummy. It went up to his chest. Then the door burst open under the weight of all the porridge, and the porridge started flowing into the street and down the hill and into the village. And the little old man swam down a river of porridge, shouting, stop, you stupid, stupid pot, please stop. But the pot did not stop. And the little old woman came running up the hill and saw all the porridge coming down. So she said, stop, pot, stop. And the pot stopped. Meanwhile, all the village people were quite amazed to see a river of porridge flowing down the hill and into their houses. There was only one way to get rid of it. They had to eat it all, every bit, and they liked it very much. From that day on, the little old woman shared her present with all her neighbors, and no one in the village ever went hungry. But the little old man was very careful never to say a single word to the magic porridge pot. Let's have another look at the pictures in today's story. Just think what it would be like to have a magic pot like that. A pot that could cook us up anything we wanted. Roly-poly pudding, jam sponge, treacle tart, steaming hot soup in the winter, and cool pink strawberry ice cream in the summer. If you know anyone who has one, you let me know. Magic pot. Pot. What does that word sound like? It sounds like hot. I wonder if we can think of any more. Spot. Dot. Well, they're quite a lot. Lot. I think I've got a poem. Magic pot, cook me up a nice hot pot. Make my hot pot nice and hot, then cook some more. I like a lot. That's quite good, isn't it? I'll say that again. Magic pot, cook me up a nice hot pot. Make my hot pot nice and hot, then cook some more. I like a lot. Well, I've got to be going now. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Magic pot, cook me up a nice hot pot. Make my hot pot nice and hot, then cook some more. I like a lot.